Hey guys, it's Nolan from Trade and Train. Hope you had a great trading week and trading month, because there's literally 2 hours left of the trading month for February when the markets open 10 p.m. on Sunday, and as soon as 12 a.m. comes, that's February over, isn't it? So not long to go now before the trading month is over. So you can have a look at the monthly charts actually this weekend and do some analysis. So Thursday and Friday, very interesting days in the market actually. Just gone. The market sentiment flipped from what we call risk on to risk off. Risk on is when you see the indices, stocks soar, and money flow goes into the risk assets like the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Kiwi dollar. But Thursday, Friday, it kind of all flipped, if you like, and we saw this is the US 30, the Dow. We saw selling going on, and we saw the Australian dollar, Kiwi dollar sell off, CAD sell off, and we saw money flow go into the US dollar. Just want to have a little look at the Dow, actually, the US 30, because it's not something I normally look at. But it's a it's a buyer's market on average, as you can see. But it does have its little corrections before it makes that next move to the upside. So it is looking quite interesting to me, and it's interesting because I see what I call a rising wedge pattern forming. Now that traditionally is a pattern which you would see break to the downside at some point, and I'll show you this. Now this may be a bit of an anomaly, the way this dropped. This was basically at the kind of height of the COVID pandemic in February, March, when it kind of all, the SHI hit the fan, if you know what I mean. So I don't know whether we'd ever see something like this coming up here, but you know what, you never know, do you? I think it'd have to be something major to see something like this, but this to me is a rising wedge. I would normally look for this to break to the downside. We'll see though. I think this big number here, 30,000, could be significant, and if we were to see a daily, this is the weekly chart, but even a daily close below there, let me just take a look at the daily actually at when we had this rising wedge here. Yeah, maybe even if we were to see a daily close below 30,000, that would be really significant, I believe, and we'd see some major drop on this. So it's something to keep an eye on next week. You know, we may just bounce off the bottom of this rising wedge and go back into risk on. But if this continues to drop, the Dow continues to drop, and stocks continue to drop next week, then we can continue to see potentially Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, Canadian dollar sell off, and money flow go into the dollar index. As you can see, the dollar had a really good day on Friday. Yeah, you can see we've got a little bit of support here, as you can see, around about 90. But Friday was a really good day for the dollar. Let's have a look at the monthly for the dollar actually. So you can see that since last year, really March last year, this has been in a downtrend, but you can see the cycles on the monthly. You can see that impulse, correction, impulse, correction. So we're in a correction phase potentially on the dollar index on the monthly. But it noticeable that there was a big impulse here and a shorter impulse here. Does that mean that that descending momentum is dying out? Well, there's a big support zone here. So if we are in a correction phase, could we come and test this previous area of monthly support here, which is about that 92 level? So you can see actually price is forming a bit of a, well, it is forming a morning star pattern, which is normally a reversal pattern at support. So we'll have to see next week, you know, what what the market brings. But if stocks and indices continue to slide, then we could see dollar continue to push, and we could be looking to sell Aussie USD, sell Kiwi USD, even pound USD is looking rather attractive because GBP has been doing very, very well, and I believe it's due a bit of a correction anyway, a bit of a sell-off of GBP. Let's have a little look at Aussie, because Aussie was actually a trade that we took in the group, something that we've been looking at, but where was it? Actually, yeah, it was this actually, but we didn't foresee this happening. I've got to admit, we didn't see that happening. We were just looking for this, basically something like that. We were looking to sell because Aussie USD was overextended. It's been very, very bullish. But we thought it was due a pullback, and we were looking to sell from the top of this structure. It broke out, we had a false break, and we sold, but basically just to the bottom of the channel. We didn't really see this happening. So one of those things, we got about, I don't know, 4% out of it in the end, but it could have been a whole lot more. I think we traded it on the hourly, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe this candle here. I don't think we traded it on the 4 hourly, something like that. Can't quite remember, but we got into this one anyway, took our money, got out of the market, and then it continued to go down. So let's have a look at the monthly candle. I suspect that was probably bullish for Aussie USD. Obviously a couple of hours still to go, but you can see that wick of the candle, can't you? So that buying momentum was there, but look, that big number is very significant in the market. Look out for these big numbers. So 8,000 or 80,000, depending on how you want to read it, on Aussie was significant. 30,000 on the Dow could be significant if we break and close below there. So yeah, people don't kind of realize to have a look at the with the markets are in risk on or risk off sentiment, and you can look at the indices, look at the Dow, look at the S&P, look at the Nasdaq, and see how they're doing. If they're moving to the upside, then it's risk on, okay, in the market, and we would normally see Australian dollar, like I say, Kiwi dollar, Canadian dollar, all be bought as well, because they are risk assets. So keep an eye on that next week. See how the market kind of opens, and trying to gauge what the market sentiment is. One pair actually of interest for me is pound yen, and it's of interest because we've come into a little bit of area of resistance here. Now, if I take that out, it's not often, although we have seen it, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 months of buyers being in charge. Now we saw it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we saw a major sell-off. Now I'm not going to predict that we're going to see a major sell-off, but we don't normally see 4 months of buying without some kind of correction. So pound yen could be an interesting one. If those indices continue to drop, could potentially see money also flow into the Japanese yen, which is a safe haven currency. Pound, as I said, has been doing very, very well, GBP, so it's due a little bit of a pullback. So this could be a beautiful chart to trade on the smaller time frame for shorting. And looking at this kind of zone here would be a beautiful one to target. Why? Because it was previous resistance on the monthly time frame. It's been broken but hasn't been retested, has it? So there's actually something you could be watching on the 4-hour time frame next week. Okay, if we are seeing that downside, this could be the first move here on the 4-hour. Now this was a little bit of support, wasn't it? As you can see, support, resistance. Might be an interesting zone to watch if we come and test that zone, if we see selling come in from that zone. Okay, trying to draw the arrow, it's not working. There we go. See something like that, a kind of a change of cycle. And then you'd be looking for, you can see this is support here and this is support. Okay, so what you could be looking for is that change of momentum, something like that. Okay, so cyclicity in the market, support and resistance, really key to trading and will enhance your results in theory. So, you know, make sure you understand support and resistance and cyclicity in the markets. That's something you can look out for next week. You know, keep an eye on the indices, keep an eye on the risk currencies, Aussie, Kiwi, CAD, because, you know, if Thursday and Friday are anything to go by, we could see that continue into next week as well. You know, we need to know and understand what the market sentiment is. Is it risk on? Is it risk off? So we know what we're looking to buy, what we're looking to sell. So, oh, by the way, guys, those of you who either have seen our masterclasses, which we hold on Thursday, they're totally free, live and interactive. They're normally on Thursday, they're going to be on Tuesday, certainly on Tuesday this week. I'll put the link in the comments. So if you want to come along to that, you can interact with the team, ask us questions. You are more than welcome. The more the merrier. But from me and the team, have a great weekend and get ready for the new trading month on Monday. So from me, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.